Welcome to this gentle yoga flow with Zuri. Today's focus for the practice is going to be around the many micro movements of the body. Quite often when we think about our yoga practice, we think about the bigger picture. We think about the end yoga pose. So as we're going through a flow, we may be aware of coming into a warrior position or coming into tree pose. But what I want to bring your focus to is the subtlety of movements that get you to each of the poses. So the connection really is around the flow itself. So to start this practice, you can come into a kneeling position. You can sit cross-legged, however you feel most comfortable and most relaxed. And either let the hands just rest on your thighs or bring your hands into gentle heart prayer position. So just take a few moments to draw the focus and the awareness to the breath. So without changing your breathing pattern in any way, just connect to your breath as it is right now in this moment. Calmly and quietly breathing in. And calmly and quietly breathing out. And just knowing that there's nowhere else you need to be. And there's nothing else you need to do other than be connected to this moment right here, right now. Raise the arms up on an inhale. And with a big sigh, let that breath go. Inhale, open up the chest. Take a long breath out. And bring the hands back to heart center. Inhale, open up the front of the body. Expand and reach to the tips of the fingers with a long flowing breath out. Bring the hands all the way back to where you started. Shift and change your body into an all fours position. As we come into a couple of rounds of cat and cow. Breathing in, bringing your heart chest forward. Exhaling, rounding and tucking tailbone underneath you. Start with the head. Allow that movement to flow through your spine to your tailbone. Now start this movement from your tailbone. So moving from tailbone, lower back, middle, upper, and the head comes under. Now move from the head through your rib and then through the pelvis. Keep this in flow. Rounding and reaching chest, heart forwards. One more, rounding, lifting up underneath. And slowly sit back into child's pose, reaching the arms out in front. Forehead softens onto the mat. And take a moment or two just to soften and settle the body into this position. As you breathe, just focus on the gentle movements of the back of your rib cage. Feel the rib cage expand sideways on that breath in. Try not to force the movement of your rib cage, but just allow it to flow gently. Come up onto hands and knees, hands under shoulders, chest open, looking forwards, tuck the toes under, hover the knees. Place the knees down, untuck the toes. So first I change the angle of the foot, pressing the weight back into the heel. Hover the knees, firing up the lower half of the belly, placing the knees down and changing the angle of the foot. So the movement starts the lower half of the body, the feet, the ankles, calf muscles, knees stacking under hips, lower half of the belly engaged. Activate the core, place the knees down, untuck the toes. Do one more. The head remains stable and still. Shoulders back, chest puffs open, pike up and back, all the way into downward facing dog. Take a long breath out, softening the knees. Start to create some gentle movement as we move into walking the dog, just gently. One heel lifts as one heel lowers. Maybe your heel touches the mat, maybe it doesn't. Just allow it to flow without forcing. Start to lift both heels, come up onto tippy toes and take tiny little steps as you walk towards the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Take a breath in. The movement starts in the head, lengthens through the back of the neck. Chest opens, spine stretches forward. Exhale, rounding through the spine as you fold a little deeper. Inhale, come up. Hands halfway down the shin, tips of the fingers on the floor. Exhale, fold. And on this next breath in, stand all the way up. Open up the arms, breath in. Stand up tall. Exhale, bring hands towards the heart. Take a moment just to pause and settle into this position. Hands at the heart. Take a breath in, raise your arms up on the inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open up the front of the body, lengthen through side body. Exhale, hands back to heart. One more, breathe in, open up chest. Exhale, take a long flowing breath out. Bring the hands towards the middle, the center of the body. As you move the hands, take your hands towards your hips. Draw the elbows out wide, puff the chest open, reach down on your right side as though you're stretching through the left side of your body. Move the hand away and start to circle that hand around your body as you bring that right hand back to your hip. Reach down on the left side. Reach the arm away from your body, extend that arm up and over and circle it around in front of your body so you come back to where you started. Reaching down, right side. Feeling this extension and the length all the way through the sides of your body. Bring it back to center. Reach down. Push the hand gently away. Keep it in flow, keep it in movement, subtle changes. Find your way back all the way towards the center. Open the arms up, breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Take a long breath out. One more breath in. Raise the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Come all the way forwards and down. Deep forward fold. Maybe give the head a little bit of a shake. Pausing here in forward fold. Come up to the tips of your fingers on a breath in. Chest, heart draws forwards. Exhale, fold a little deeper. From this position, step back with your right leg only. Place that knee towards the ground. Release that back foot, toes pressing down. Sweep the arms forward, breath in. Open up the front of the body, lift the chest, reaching the heart forwards and up. Exhale, come through. Shift the weight back. Straighten out that front leg. Very little weight onto your arms, almost just reaching the tips of the fingers towards that front foot. Chest is expanded, hips are back. Place that front foot down, tuck the toes under that back foot and strengthen and lengthen your back leg away from you. Coming up again to the tips of the fingers, removing the heart and the chest away from that front thigh. Lift back foot, spring forwards, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Pausing just for a moment. On your next breath out, exhale, fold a little deeper as we lunge the left leg back this time. Placing that knee towards the ground, releasing that back foot, sweep the arms forward, breath in, open up the chest, reaching the arms, open up the hand, send your weight forwards, shift the weight back through your hips and your pelvis, come just to the tips of the fingers, strengthening and lengthening through that front thigh. As you place that foot down, walk the hands gently forwards, tuck the toes under that back foot and lengthen and strengthen through that back leg. Lift the heart, the chest away from that front thigh, creating space at the front of your body. Lift that back foot, spring forwards, exhale, fold. Inhale, draw all the way up to standing. Inhale, stand up tall and proud. Exhale, bring your hands towards your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forwards. Lunge that right leg back. Place the knee towards the ground. Send the arms forwards and up. Breath in. Exhale, hands to hearts. Rotate towards the right. So just opening up. Maybe look back towards that back hand. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. As you return to center, again send the arms up. Breath in, expand the front of the body. Reach for that front foot. Send the hips back. Lengthen and strengthen that front leg. Maybe noticing the stretch deep into the hamstring muscle. Pause for a moment. As you place that front foot down, tuck the toes under of that back foot, lifting up to the tips of your fingers. Exhale, spring forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, draw all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to hearts. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Step that left leg back. Place that knee to the ground. Sweep the arms forward. Breath in, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Rotate to the left this time. Gently twist through the rib cage. Open your heart to one side, reaching out to the tips of the fingers. Shoulders are down the back. Gentle spinal twist. As I come through the middle, again send the arms up. Open up the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Send your hips back, shifting the weight up and back through the hips, through the pelvis. But keep your eye gaze forwards. Keep the chest nicely open. Place that foot down, tuck the toes under, strengthen, lengthen that back leg. As you lift the back leg, exhale, come to step towards the top of your mat. Exhale, fold forwards. Breath in, stand all the way up. Inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, fold forwards. Lunge that right leg back. Place the knee to the ground. Send the arms forwards and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Open up to the right side. Maybe gaze backwards. Just look towards the tips of the fingers on that back arm. Come back through center. Keep hands at the heart. And keeping the hands in that heart center, twist to the left this time. Maybe you don't go as far. Just gently rotate and look to the left side of your body. Almost looking towards that front leg. But keep your hips square to the front. Just rotating through your waistline, through your rib cage. Allow your shoulders and head to follow. Come through the middle. Raise your arms up. Breath in. Bring the arms around. Shift that weight back. Straighten out that front leg. Flexion of that front foot. Create space around the heart, around the chest. Place that foot down, tuck toes under, strengthen, lengthen that back leg, spring forward, exhale, fold. Inhale, draw up to standing, breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold forwards. Left leg lunges back. Place that knee towards the ground. Send the arms up, breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Rotate to the left. So I'm twisting around towards the left side, extending out to the tips of the fingers. Puff the chest open. Maybe gaze back and look towards that back arm. As you come through the middle, through the center, hands to heart. Twist to the right this time. Gently does it. Don't go too far. Just a gentle spinal rotation. Find that balance and stability through the legs as you gently twist through your rib cage, through your waistline. Shoulders are down. Keep space into the front of your body still. As you come through the center, breath in, reach up. Shift the weight back. Exhale, straighten out that front leg. Pause for a moment. Send that front foot down. Tuck the toes under that back foot. Hover that back knee away from the ground. Spring forward. Exhale, fold. Take a breath in. Inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Pause. Hands at heart center, keeping the hands, the tips of the fingers touching. Send your arms up. Strengthen and lengthen the arms as they move ahead. pausing for a moment. Exhale, flex up and over to one side. Come up through the middle, inhale, reach, extend and lengthen through the other side. Create that length through side body. Reach up, hips are square, shoulders open. Come through the center, last one to the other side, up and over to the left side. Keep the arms active, keeping the tips of the fingers and the thumb touching. Come through center, look up. Exhale, fold all the way forwards. Come into deep forward fold. Give the head maybe a little bit of a shake here. Relax that lower jaw. Release through your shoulders. Stepping back, right leg. Step back, left leg. High plank. Pause for a moment. Chest is open. Slowly lower your knees. Change the angle of the foot. Top of the feet lightly press down. Bring your chest forward. Lower your body super slow. Move the hands back towards the lower part of the rib cage. Big toes, heels touch as we come into cobra. Just hover both the hands off the ground. Draw the upper arms towards the rib cage. Keep squeezing actively, ankles, knees and inner thighs together. Place the hands down, tuck the toes under. Exhale, come up and back to downward facing dog. Take a moment to pause here. Softening the knees. Extending down through the arms, extending all the way to the tips of your fingers. Right leg extends for three-legged dog. Walk or step towards the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. Take a breath in, come up halfway. Long breath out. Lunge that left leg back, left to right. Hold in plank. Engage center of the body. Slowly lower the knees. Change the angle of the foot. Shift your weight forwards, the elbows brush past the lower part of the rib cage, big toes, heels together. And then just hovering the hands, move the hands so they're reaching towards your waistline. Upper arms squeezing in, puff chest open and forwards, just baby cobra. As you place the hands down, tuck the toes under, exhale, downward facing dog. Hips up high, hug the upper arms towards each other. Extend your left leg for three-legged dog. Walk or step towards the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Breath in. Pause. Lengthen the spine on your inhale. Fold forwards on your exhale. Lunge back right to left. High plank. Pause. Strengthen both arms and both legs. Come forward. Slowly lower body down. Come all the way to the mat. Big toes, heels together. Just cobra. Draw those arms in nice and close. Shoulders back. As you place the hands down, tuck the toes under. Press up and back. Downward facing dog. And extend that right leg for three-legged dog. Walk or step towards the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulders back. One more inhale. Long exhale. Left leg leads the way. Step back left to right. High plank. Slowly lower your body. Elbows brush past the rib cage. Puff chest open. Big toes, heels together. Squeeze the inner thighs. Tuck the toes under. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Extending that left leg. Step or walk towards the top of your mat. Breath out. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale. Inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, take a long flowing breath out and release your arms back beside your body. Turn the palms forward. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, fold forwards. Step right leg back only. Press back through the heel. Puff the chest open. Remove the hands and reach the arms back, finding that stability and strength through the legs. Sweep the arms forwards. Puff the chest open. Find that stability from the legs up through the core to the tips of your fingers. Reaching and heart opens up. Take your right arm back as you come into a classic warrior position. Look towards that front arm. Look straight down through to the tips of your fingers. Even though the focus is forward, keep the awareness on that back hand. Looking at the front hand, rotate the palm up, flip and reverse. As you draw the arm up, reach the back arm down. Wherever it touches, whether it's the back of your thigh or your calf muscle, let it rest at the back. Breath in. And exhale, come back to warrior. As I look forwards, rotate that back palm, lift back heel, windmill the arms around. Pause here, step back into high plank. Pause in that high plank position. Rotate to the left side, coming into side plank. Open up the chest, extend that top arm up. Come around through the center and pike back up into downward facing dog. Extend that right leg, three-legged dog. Look to the space you're about to step into. Step or jump to the top of your mat. Breath out. Inhale, halfway left. Long breath out. Inhale, stand up tall and proud. Take a long breath out. Inhale, open chest. Sweep the arms around the body. Exhale, fold forwards. Come all the way down into forward fold. Lunge the left leg back only. Land that back foot, pressing the heel away. Reach the arms behind your body. On the breath in, lift the chest up. Find that stability through the legs, up through the middle of your body. Chest puffs open. Expand and create space between the tips of your fingers. Move the left arm back as you land into your warrior position. Keeping that front knee soft, knee drifting over that front ankle. Look towards the tips of your fingers. The arms are active. Turn that front palm and flip and reverse as you move the arms. Sweep them up and back. Arms are long and reaching. One arm down and one arm extended up. Breath in and exhale. Coming back to your warrior position. Taking that back arm, lift your back heel, windmill the arms around. Step back into a high plank position. Pausing, transitioning the weight to your left side as you rotate towards the right. Open up the chest, side plank. Keeping that expansion and that lift through your chest, through your hips, through the middle of your body. Come around. Pike the hips back to downward facing dog. Extend that left leg for three-legged dog. Walk or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway left. Long breath out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath in. Inhale. Exhale, fold forwards. Lunge that right leg back. Pause. Reach the arms behind your body. Head above the heart, chest open. Sweep the arms forward. Pivot your back foot. Land in your warrior position. Hold. Lean over that front leg as we come into extended side stretch. Extend and stretch that top arm. Extend into the tips of your fingers. Sweep the bottom arm underneath you, lifting your body up. Land in warrior. Straighten out that front leg, both front and back legs straight. Lean forwards as we transition and move into triangle. Taking the arms with you, keeping your chest open. Either looking towards the tips of your fingers or look towards that front foot. Use the energy of your breath in to lift your body up. Come back to warrior. Lift the back heel, windmill the arms around. Step back to high plank. Pause in that high plank position. Lower your body slowly, coming forwards, just cobra. Big toes, heels touch. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Tuck the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Extend right leg for three-legged dog. Look into the space you're about to step into. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway left. Long breath out. Left leg lunges back, left side. Land that back foot. Send the arms away from you, behind you. Bring your chest forwards, open up the front of the body. Pivot back foot, land in your warrior position. Look towards that front arm. Rotate that front palm, flip and reverse. One arm goes up, one arm reaches down. Breath in, Exhale, come back. Start to transition and move into extended side stretch. Keep bringing that top arm all the way over as though you're about to touch the arm towards the outer side of your ear. Inhale, bring your body up to warrior. Pausing in warrior, straighten the front leg out. Shift your weight again, leaning and lifting out of your hips and your pelvis. Windmill the arms around, coming into triangle, chest open, look up, tips of the fingers expand. Keep the length through the spine. Inhale, use the energy of the breath in to sweep the arms forward, bend that front knee. Exhale, land in your warrior. Lift the back heel, windmill the arms around, step back, pause. Lower your body slowly, coming forwards, chest, shoulders roll back, big toes, heels touch. Tuck the toes under, exhale, downward facing dog. Extend that left leg, three-legged dog. Walk or step or jump to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway left. Long breath out. Inhale, stand up tall and proud. Exhale, hands to heart. Coming back to the flow that we did at the beginning. Inhale. Exhale, fold forwards. Lunge the right leg back only. Pause it here. That back leg is long and straight. Just move your front leg out of the way and bring both arms to the inside of that front leg. And maybe that's all you need in this moment. You could lower to your forearms as your left shoulder brushes down past your left knee. Keep opening up and creating space into the front of your body. Slowly lower that back knee and place the front of your foot lightly onto the mat. Take your left foot and transition and turn the foot slightly out so you come onto the knife edge of your left foot. That's your front foot here. Take the same arm, your left arm, reach it forward and look to the tips of your fingers. Sweep that arm around and behind you. Look back. And this might be enough. Just looking back towards the back edge of your mat or lifting that back foot and reaching to the outer edge of that back foot. Puff the chest open, create space into the front of the body, look up, open the heart and the chest. Lower that back foot, sweep the arm around, square the front foot, bring the arms either side, take a breath in, reach the arms forwards and up. Exhale, shift your weight back, straighten out that front leg. Very little weight into the arms, gentle flexion of the foot. Breathing in. Breathing out. As I land that front foot, tuck the toes under of that back foot, come up into a low lunge. Spring off that back foot, exhale, fold. Come into a deep forward fold position here. Let the head hang, maybe give the head a little bit of a shake. Cut opposite hand to opposite elbow. And gently ragdoll. Subtly create a little bit of movement from side to side, where the legs remain stable and still, and the movement just from your spine down, shoulders, head, gently moving from right to left. Come into stillness, press the palms down, whether it's just the tips of the fingers touching the mat or the whole of the hand pressing lightly into the mat, the fingers and the toes all lining up. Inhale, halfway left. Take a long breath out. Exhale, fold forward. Lunge that left leg back. Press back into that back leg. Take the front foot and just slightly move it wider. So you could have your tips of your fingers on the mat lining up with that front foot, or the whole of the hand, the palm. Keep the back leg active and strong. Could lower down to your forearms. If it's comfortable, just to shift your weight as your right shoulder lowers down past your right knee. As I come lower, keeping chest open and length through the spine. So rather than dumping or rounding my back, I'm keeping the chest expanded and open. Now lower that back knee. Come up onto the hands and shift the weight, the angle of that front foot. So I come onto the knife edge of the right foot just onto the outer edge. And sweep the right arm forward, look towards the tips of your fingers, and as you sweep that arm around, take your eye gaze with you until you end up looking towards the back edge of the mat, looking slightly behind you. And from here you could curl and reach that back foot as you reach the hand to the outer edge of your back foot. Now create that space, that opening, that lift. Maybe look up. Creating space and opening in the heart, in the chest, and through the front of the hips. Release that back foot. Bring the arms, sweep it around. Square the front foot, wiggle that front foot in, hands either side. Low lunge, lift that back knee. Lower that back knee and then sweep the arms forwards and up. Breath in. And then exhale, shift the weight back. Deep hamstring stretch. Flex that front foot. Chest expands and opens. Toes towards the nose. Walk your hands forwards. Hover that back knee. Tuck toes under, spring or step forwards. Exhale, fold. Give the head a little bit of a shake. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulders back. Breath in, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. And take your feet just a little wider than your hips. Could slightly turn the toes out if you wanted to. Draw up through the middle, the center of your body. Keeping the hands towards the heart. Start to sit back, the weight into the heels as we come into a gentle squat position. Take your time as you lower. With the feet just slightly turned out, you should be able to create enough space between the hips, between the knees, so you can still maintain that opening of your collarbone, of your chest. Take your right hand towards the ground and just gently rotate and open towards the left. Come through the middle, hands to heart. Place your other hand to the floor and just open and stretch that hand as you open to the other side. Come through the center, hands towards the heart. Send both the hands out and just press up into halfway left. Just pausing here in this moment. Give the head a little bit of a shake, chest forward. Stretch that spine. Take one more breath in. Long breath out, fold forward. Inhale, stand up tall, breath in. And take a long flowing breath out. Make your way down to a seated position on the floor, bringing both legs straight out in front of you. Draw the right leg in towards your body and maintain balance through both the sit bones. So if you wanted to, you could bring this leg up and over, but just check in that that right sit bone still remains grounded. Keeping the front foot in flexion, opposite hand to opposite thigh. Just gently twist and rotate around very slowly to one side. Coming into spinal rotation. And keep the awareness on that front foot being flexed. Bringing the front knee towards the front of the chest. And slightly leaning into that front leg to keep the length through the spine as you gently rotate and rinse through the middle of your body. As I come through the center, I will change that leg and take the sole of the foot in and let the knee just draw out. And just gently fold forwards, come into a gentle flexion. Maybe emphasizing the lean slightly over your left leg. as we gently curl forwards, emphasize the opening of the back of the rib cage and widening across the back of the rib cage, just widening across the back of the shoulders, letting the head soften forwards, and still keeping the activation of that front foot, back of the heel grounded, toes towards the ceiling. And then as you gradually walk that leg back towards your body, straighten out both the legs. This time bring your left leg in, and again check in with your body. Keep both your sit bones in balance on the mat, and maybe the left leg feels comfortable just here. If you feel comfortable to move it over, just check in that as you do that, that this left sit bone still remains grounded. Flexing and lengthening through the right leg. Gently twist and rotate around to the left side. So I'm using the right arm just to gently hug the left leg towards the center of my body. And then twist from the lower part of your body, twisting through the lower back, through the rib cage, through the chest, and maybe sending your eye gaze just slightly behind you. Try not to force your body to rotate, and still feel that balance through both the sit bones. And there should be a connection to your left sit bone as well as a connection to your right heel. Let's take one more round of your breath here. As you gently come out of it, take that left foot, the sole of your foot, towards the inner thigh, and have a play around, maybe lower down or in nice and high. So this knee just drops open. Breathe in to create length through the spine. Exhale as you gently fold that body forwards. There's nothing else you need to do here, and there's nowhere else you need to be, other than just being connected into this pose. Breathing in and breathing out. Gradually walk the hands back towards the body. We're going to do one more from a seated position. Find roughly the middle of your mat and take your legs as wide as you feel comfortable with. So maybe the feet towards the outer edges of the mat. There's a tendency for the feet to kind of fall inwards. See if you can just slightly externally rotate the legs. Lift up through the middle of your body. Hinge forward without rounding the back. So I want to keep my back nice and long, and maybe place your forearms onto the mat to begin with. So there's a tendency to kind of come into this movement starting with the upper half of the back. But really what I want to do is try to create a movement through my pelvis, shifting, leaning forwards so that the pelvis changes its shape and its position. And the target here is both the inner thighs, feeling that deep stretch into the inside. You may also feel that running down through the back of the thighs as well. So it could be just on your forearms. You could reach the arms a little further out. Take what you need without giving too much. Take one more round of your breath. Use the energy of the breath then to gently walk the hands back towards your body. As you draw the legs in, seated position, hands on the back of your thighs. Use the support of both arms and both legs to gradually guide your back to the mat. Take your time as you do this. Walk the feet back towards the body. And have the feet subtly apart. Draw the heels in close, not too close, so roughly a straight line from ankle towards the knee. Lightly pressing the palms down, moving the shoulders down away from the ears. And as you press, not just through your palms, but also through your forearms and the upper arms, just notice how that it opens and expands the front of the collarbone, the front of the chest. Start to send the hips up, lifting up through the middle of the body, pressing down through the feet. You want to feel though the inner thighs are going to hug towards each other. The legs will not necessarily touch, but get that sense and the feel of them drawing closer and closer towards the midline of your body. If you wanted to, bring the arms underneath and lace your fingers together as you draw the knuckles closer towards the back of the heels. Coming up into this beautiful back bend. Coming up into the bridge. Keep the sides of the body long. Relax that lower jaw. Releasing the hands one at a time. Slowly massaging the spine down. Take your time as you come out of it. And hug both knees towards the middle of your body, knees to chest. And bring those legs up to tabletop position. So the shins are lifted, the knees in line with your hips. And if you place your hands to lightly touch the top of your knees, you may notice that the elbows are ever so slightly bent. Move the legs away until the arms are completely straight. You're not pushing the legs away, you're just using your arms as a guide here to move the legs away until just the tips of the fingers touch the knees, and then exhale, bring knees slowly towards the chest. Inhale, move it away. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale as you move away. Start to breathe out slowly, releasing that old air out of your body. One more breath in. And slowly releasing, exhaling, gently curling the tailbone off the mat. And wherever the knees stop this time, draw the knees in nice and close. Hands could be halfway down the shin. You could prefer to place your hands on the back of your thighs. Take what you need. Slowly lower the legs one at a time. Both feet come back to the mat. Feet grounded. Neutral spine position with the knees bent and supported in this position. And then just slide one leg away at a time. The feet slightly apart, the feet turned out. Rotate the palms up, roll the shoulders back. Let your whole body become heavy on the mat. Feel into the warmth and the heaviness of both arms and both legs. As we come into the final asana, just resting your body into Shavasana. Slowly just move your fingers, move your toes. Look your feet back towards your body. Just roll over onto one side. Tuck the body into the fetal position. Use the support of the hands to lift the upper body. Come into a comfortable, relaxed, seated position. It could be either sitting cross-legged or come back to a kneeling position, how we started the practice. And as you raise your hands towards the heart, let's bring this practice to an end here today. I bow my head down to the earth, I say to you, Namaste.